And it says we're live.
Theoretically.
Theoretically, yeah. Yes, Sarah. We'll make sure the dedication gets in there too. No guarantees as to how well this is going to work because it's got really lousy internet. And it is a flat system. So we shall see. Anyway, Deej is good enough to sit in for Ian since he's stuck in traffic. I don't know if anybody followed the news today, but it's rather interesting. The yeah, we're oof is right. We're oofing it. We are at Tulkon, so we're up in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Deej could do a hell of a Chinese accent. Okay.
Okay. We're coping.
Yeah.
So all that's in the all that is here should be the hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and it's not working.
So which means they should fix that.
Yeah. It's a con. What do you expect, right?
It's a con.
Well, David, we didn't bring anything with us, so anyway.
Also, I don't eat pickles.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Hey, Don. Apparently, we have blown some of Don's friends' minds. Thanks to you folks, more than $200 was collected to help the little girl out with her cleft palate surgery. So thank you very much to those folks that have donated for that. And apparently there's some more still coming. And thanks, Rick. So anyway, back to the news today. They were supposed to be coming out with a 1.1% growth in the GDP. Except when the number came out today, it was negative 1.1.
Well, they were mostly right.
Yeah, except for that plus minus thing.
They got the measurement right. The direction was wrong.
Yeah. And tied to that is they're admitting 8.1% inflation.
Which means it's at least 17.
17 to 18%, yeah. Now, John, well, it may have changed 1.4. What I heard was 1.1. So, yes, the contraction is starting. And one of the commentators I was listening to on the way up here said, well, we're not in a recession yet. It takes 2 quarters of negative growth to be in a recession.
Yeah, so they're going to deny it as long as they can, and then we'll have Weimar hyperinflation, and good luck.
Yeah. Like what I posted on my blog this morning, a friend of ours who buys quite a few eggs, family and all that, 8 months ago, a 60-pack bulk pack of eggs was $5. 8 weeks ago, it was $8. Yesterday, it was $13.50
I'm not shocked.
for the same bulk pack of eggs.
Yep.
So over a 500% increase.
And it's going to keep going up.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah. Math is hard for socialists. So, yeah, buy chickens. The only problem with buying chickens is
then you have to watch the chickens.
Yeah, you got to watch the chickens. You got to have some way to feed the chickens. Some of the folks are talking about quail. And trust me, as a kid, we had quail. They are the biggest pain in the because them little son of bitches will get out and they're gone. And
I grew up in farm country, not around here, and nobody kept quail. Nobody kept quail.
Yeah.
I didn't even know people would do that.
Well, we tried it one year. And I think we started with 20 and ended up with 4. And yeah, you can eat quail, but it's a hell of a lot of work for a little bit of meat off that damn bird.
Yeah, and their eggs are tiny.
And the eggs are tiny. Yeah. If you want a quail omelet, it's a pack of 32 eggs to get you a 3-egg omelet.
Oh, jeez.
Chickens are wild dinosaurs. Yeah. Uh, yeah, they're
Pheasants are unpleasant.
pheasants. Yeah, they're expensive. They scream like a little girl. Yeah. Well, for rabbits, Kermit, all I got to do is go out in the front yard and wait a little sumbitch runs around the corner and grab them. They're a little small though. They're not eating size. Yeah, Richard. Ostrich omelet will feed 3. Actually, it'll feed about 4. That is a big damn egg.
Dinosaur size.
Yeah, and it's an interesting color. It's orange.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the yolk is really and truly an orange, bright orange. Dogs and guns, coyotes, stay away. Yep, that pretty much works. So we are at Tulkon, some of us. The rest of the folks are trickling in depending on traffic.
Yeah, Tulkon doesn't officially start till tomorrow.
Yeah. But we're up here to set up and yeah. Yeah. Yeah, some chickens have orange eggs. Japan, the chickens are fed a different meal, and their yolks are really orange over in Japan too. Ostrich drumstick, yeah. That's like a turkey on steroids in more ways than one. Oh, koala, stop it.
Do not taunt the drop bears.
Yeah. So we're gonna see what the weekend brings. We're working with the folks that set it up, and some of our folks, Courtney Deej and Jonna, have kind of stepped up to help the con committee out a little bit.
It's mostly Courtney and Jonna.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently a lot of the volunteers for Tulkon did not come through. So this has been thrown together in the last 2 weeks. Really, a lot of it anyway.
Yeah. So we are determined to make it work and to have fun. So that's why we're here early. And yes. Who are you looking for?
He's that way.
way.
Go that way, turn right.
Yes, but no, she's calling him because he has the sweet key.
Ah,
So
yes.
he into the suite.
Yes, that would
Hi,
be good.
everybody.
And that's Jonna that's grumping in the background
I'm
there.
not grumping. I'm just being very direct. What is it with men who think that women were direct?
See,
being
he's
all
right
grumpy?
there, standing there.
He's there.
There he is.
It's going to be one of those weekends. I can see it already.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And there will be lots of booze.
Yeah. That's good, John. Glad you're feeling a lot better. Yeah, I stopped by the VA Oklahoma City on my way up and got my hearing aid straightened out. Took it in, and I gotta give VA in Oklahoma City prompt kudos. They very seldom keep you waiting more than 10 minutes.
For a VA, that's incredibly impressive.
It is, and they know what they're doing.
Wow.
And I took it in and handed it to her. She says, "What's wrong?" I said, "It quit working." She took it, looked at it. She looked over at me and goes, "How the hell did you blow it up?" Yeah, I don't know. But apparently I had blown up the entire programming on that little thing. So she.
Well, I mean, you were a sailor.
Yeah. Yes.
So you swore like a sailor one too many times.
Huh?
I'm just seeing who the neighbors are.
That's Courtney wandering through.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Life Feed.
The Courtney.
Yeah, Koala, I've heard El Paso is not real great. Sorry about that. Yeah. Well, Farm Girl, give him a hug for us. Yeah, electromagnetic thoughts. Well, I actually have a problem. I can't wear an electric watch. I kill them in about 3 days. So, yeah, what can I say? So I wear a 30-plus-year-old watch because it still works. uh, yeah, El Paso, VA's run hot and cold. Dallas sucks. Uh, Everybody in Texas knows not to go to the Dallas one. Oh, I'm
Uh-oh.
fixing to get handed something here.
Jonna is supplying us with the blanket for the blanket fort.
Here's the blanket, guys.
Okay, we have a blanket.
It's not on
Thank
camera,
you,
but we have
Jonna.
a blanket. And this is not concrete. It's
Yeah.
just hotel wallpaper.
Yeah. Yeah, Kerrville, I've heard, does fairly good. West Palm, don't know that much about the Florida ones, but VAs run hot and cold. They always do, depending on where you are. Yeah, Sean, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Although, I don't know, I don't get any free stuff. Do you get any free stuff?
From the con?
No, from anywhere.
No.
Oh, okay. Just
I
checking.
mean, I got a little bag of the fun size candy from the con, but
Yeah.
Fun in marketing speak. Small, unsatisfying.
Yeah. Wait a minute. El Paso was all about preventive hysterectomies. You got to be shitting me.
Ooh.
That's no. Just no. Yeah. If the VA offers free shots, run. Yeah. That's pretty much true. That just. Yeah, Sean, we're already in Tulsa.
Yes, we are.
Had to come up early to help set some things up, get some things done. And since I already had a VA appointment today, I figured, hell, I'm halfway there. I might as well keep going. But, it just depends on where you are. And, in a lot of cases, it depends on the people too. Yeah, that's a smart move, Don, to buy the bulk. Get the good cheese too, and the peanut butter. Just remember to stir the peanut butter after you get it. Yeah, if any branch of the government offers free shots, run. Yeah. Yeah, Rick, I would agree with that. Yeah, Pica, Elon would have to earn this hat. I wouldn't sell it. Trust me. For those of you that didn't see it earlier, yes, I'm that old, along with a few other folks on here. Yeah, yeah, Steph, it's about the truth. If anybody offers a free shot, run. Especially when you don't know what the hell you're getting in the shots anymore.
They redefined vaccine to mean something different. Yeah, that's a bit sketchy.
And the CEOs of both Moderna and Pfizer have departed the companies.
Huh?
That's interesting.
I'm sure they went somewhere very safe to live outside of the country.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very possible. And the meltdown continues. Oh, and the other piece of news, with Musk buying Twitter, Mayorkas said in Senate testimony or House testimony today that they're handling the issue on the border. And they're also going to set up a disinformation.
Oh, yes, they've set up
division.
a Ministry of Truth.
Yeah.
They named it something a little bit different, so give them some credit, but it's a Ministry of Truth.
And guess when it goes into effect?
Immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have people having free speech, then the wrong ideas might get out, like the truth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Richard, 22 and a half months in Thailand. Yeah, that could be interesting. I was in and out of Thailand enough to to be glad I was there, and be glad I was leaving, so I could get my liver back under control. Yeah, yeah, Scottish, you're exactly right. 1984 called, and they want to be fiction again. Yeah, Sean, the woman in charge of it is basically an avowed communist.
Oh, of the disinformation
Yeah.
office. Yeah, she was. Somebody quoted a tweet of hers from a year or two ago, basically backing up the whole Russian collusion narrative
Yeah.
and every other actual disinformation campaign.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's in charge of disinformation in the realist sense.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Rogue. Yeah, yeah. Steph, we've been talking about that for a long time. 1984 was not supposed to be a handbook. Yeah.
But he included that nice essay at the end about politics in the English language. It was almost like a roadmap.
You think? And some people took that shit to heart.
What's amazing is that Orwell was actually a socialist, and yet he
Yes.
nailed everything that was wrong with it. I don't know how he stayed a socialist after that, but give him credit. That man was dedicated to the truth.
Yeah.
Whatever his beliefs, he wanted the truth.
Yeah.
Fahrenheit 451, yeah, as little Bradbury as possible, really, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, NPR has been a disinformation network for, hell, ever since Paul Harvey left.
Paul Harvey was on NPR?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. He was probably the last honest reporter at NPR.
Then again, NPR was good for three things: jazz, Car Talk, and Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me went to hell at the same time Car Talk went off the air.
Yeah.
So if there are NPR stations still playing jazz, great. Otherwise, no, it's a waste.
There aren't. You know, they've all got. We get to the Illustrated Man, and I'm freaking out here. Yeah. Well, koala is not that far away, sadly to say.
Actually, it seems like we're heading for the Million-Year Picnic. That's
Yeah.
the last chapter of the Martian Chronicles.
Yeah. Yeah, Sean, and his tagline was, "And now you know the rest of the story."
Yep.
And he always presented them well.
Yeah, he was a great radio presenter, and
Yeah.
he honed his skills over a long lifetime.
Yeah. And he was also very truthful, which was odd. And, you know, in later life, he was probably the only honest one left, because Huntley and Brinkley were off the air.
Mm-hmm.
Cronkite had already gone hard left.
Yeah, Cronkite was always hard left. He just masked it well early
Yeah.
on.
Who else? Lear. Lawrence Spivak. Spivak was off the air.
I never saw him. I've heard the name.
Spivak did Meet the Press. He started Meet the Press.
Okay, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. And matter of fact, a friend of mine in DC was his producer and director on the air. Max Snyder. He had some interesting stories about that. One of the more interesting ones was when Kennedy was shot.
Mm-hmm.
He got sent by NBC. He worked for NBC. He got sent by NBC to
Dallas.
No.
To
Andrews.
Oh, okay.
So he got out to Andrews, knowing that the president had been shot and Air Force One was on the way back.
Mm-hmm.
So he's standing there. He's like, yeah, what the hell am I supposed to do now? And an ABC cameraman showed up. Nobody else.
Did they end up cooperating?
They did.
Good.
And Max said, he told the cameraman, he said, well, we'll just shoot this because maybe they'll use it for footage later. So the airplane taxied in. He's telling the guy, okay, follow the airplane. Airplane parked. Okay, go up to the door. And here comes Jackie Kennedy,
Mm-hmm.
still in a bloodstained dress.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Down the stairs. He tells the cameraman, we'll follow her wherever she goes. Ambulance pulls up. JFK's body comes off, goes in the ambulance. She gets in the ambulance, and away it goes. Cameraman goes, now what? He says, yeah, just go back up to the door.
Uh-oh.
And LBJ stepped out. First time LBJ had ever been seen as president.
Right, because he was sworn in on the flight.
Yep. Now what? LBJ comes downstairs, gets in the car, gets in the beast. Where they go? What am I doing? Follow it. Unbeknownst to neither one of them, they went out live. So the cooperation between two different networks for stuff that they thought was going to be stock footage
Yep.
ended up being some of the most touching video that's ever been filmed. And he said, it's TV. You never know what's going to happen.
Well, as people found out, 3 days later went the last performance of the Lee Harvey Oswald trio.
Yeah. Oh, Edward R. Murrow. Yes, Richard. That's another good one. Yeah, Rick, I would tend to agree. Vietnam was, a lot of the Vietnam reporting was phoned in, quite honestly, as most people at the time knew. Some of the reporters went out in the field, Joe Galloway being one of them. And Joe Galloway was actually in the middle of a couple of battles, including the one which became the movie about the Battle of Ia Drang. He was actually there the whole time.
We were soldiers.
Yep.
Yep.
We were soldiers once and young. But most of it was phoned in. The guys would sit in the nice hotel in Saigon, go over to the briefs, pick stuff out of the briefs, and that's what they were reporting. Hey, Holly, how you doing? Yeah, so lies, if not from the media, from the Pentagon. Yep. I would agree, Sean. The book was actually better, but the movie was probably as close to accurate as you'll see in a war movie.
I know for a fact that there were things in the movie that were cut out because they were considered unbelievable, about Hal, Mel Gibson's character. I can't think of his name. The commander.
Yeah, the colonel.
The colonel. Hal. It's Hal something. It'll come to me.
Hal Moore.
Hal Moore. Thank you. But like an amazing training accident that he survived that they shot, and it was in a test screening, and they cut it out because audiences didn't believe it. It totally happened.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I'm sure there are things in the movie that were changed just so that an audience would buy them, especially around, it was just pre 9/11, wasn't it? It was 99 or 2000.
Yeah. I hope you get to feeling better, Holly. Oh, Nancy, I was not aware of that. I got to go look at that. Yeah, the post assassination JFK thing. Yeah, that could be interesting. And yeah, Rick, we know the Pentagon lies.
It's a government.
Yeah.
Of course it lies. It's government.
It lied when I was in it.
Uh-huh.
One of the funny parts is you go look at the history of the first Gulf War, there's never mention anywhere in the official history of either P3s or British Nimrods participating.
Okay.
We were there before it started, and we're still there today.
I'm so shocked that they would leave things out.
Yeah.
So what was it you didn't do?
No, nothing. I wasn't there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Richard, White House Willie. Guy from the Pentagon, Phil. Baghdad Bob.
You okay?
Oh, Baghdad Bob. Oh, God, that was.
Baghdad Bob. You mean Jen Psaki, the original?
Yeah.
He was actually probably a little smoother than she is.
Yep. Oh, got to justify all those new toys. Yeah. The problem is about half of those new toys don't work, but we know that. Yeah. Yeah, Saki makes Baghdad Bob believable. Oh, me.
Well, at least she's going where she belongs, and I'm at MSNBC.
PMSNBC, yeah.
SDNC, yes.
Yeah, mail contractors got their money. Boeing is apparently bitching about the cost of Air Force One. Sorry, folks. Got a frog in my throat. They're bitching about the cost of Air Force One because they didn't get their cost overruns because Trump negotiated them out of it. Yeah. Yeah. So they're on the hook for all the cost overruns.
Whoops.
Yeah. Pardon me while I hack up a lung. Anyway, there are a lot of things that the Pentagon has done that's not right. We know that. Yeah, I need some tea with lemon and some 151 in it, and I'll be fine. Yeah, the factory lines for a lot of weapons have been shut down by Obama and Biden, and Trump tried to restart them, and Congress didn't want to give them any funds. So, yeah, we're actually hurting for weapons. Yeah, exactly, John. And all the government agencies were pretty much guilty of that. I say government agencies, the NGOs, the defense contractors. Yeah, I did a military's not monolithic video, put it up over North Texas Troublemakers, and try to give some folks a look at some of the background that you can use for the military in your books. The Navy, I went into depth in because that's what I know the best. But every service is going to have all those different layers in it, from the CNO down to the boot E2 on the deck, or the boot E2 that's standing out on the ramp. And all of those things come into play. You can play with those, the chaos version versus the rule following version. And, that's a good way to differentiate between these two forces, for example. One of them is very hidebound, rules of engagement, whole 9 yards. And the other one is, screw it, let's go kill them, and I don't care how we do it.
The Department of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yes. Which is actually a very good book.
I didn't know it was a book.
Yes. Yes, there is actually a book.
Well, I'm not shocked. It was the unofficial title of Christopher Lee's unit in World War II.
Yeah, and they have written a book about it.
I need to read that.
Yeah. Yeah, John, that's what put Grumman out of business. You're right. Underbid you by 50%, and then once the Navy refused to pay the overruns, it killed the aircraft. Yep, that's true. And you and I can talk about that one offline sometime, because that gets into some interesting areas, which is also what cost us the P7 replacement for the P3 in the late 1990s. Actually mid 1990s, because I was involved in that cluster from the Navy side. They actually canceled all aircraft procurement, period. Everybody.
I'm aghast and also not shocked. Mid-90s would be under Clinton, so.
Yep. That's interesting, Bill. Is that the one in 6.8? Yeah. 80K PSI, yeah. Kermit, you're getting up into some ranges of pressures that I'm worried about, quite honestly. I mean, I've seen a brand new JP AR split right at the casing because of an overpressure. So, and they're down around 55K, and 80K, yeah, it comes apart. It's going to come apart big time. Well, Sean, you have fun enjoy the dinner with the wife and the in-laws, hopefully. Yeah. Koala, sure. Yeah, Rick, LCS. Finally, they're going to kill them all, thankfully. Yeah, Dan, that was the peace dividend. Was one of their excuses for canceling everything, which was bullshit. Oh, he brought one in and then wouldn't let you shoot it. Now, that ain't fair. Nancy, that would be great. We're going to probably reload, load some of our early Facebook stuff up there too. But anything would be appreciated because the whole goal of the channel is to keep people, especially new guys, from making the same mistakes we did when we started out. And trust me, we made a bunch of them. Yeah, David, the riffs in the mid 90s were, I think, the second largest. The largest was Vietnam, end of Vietnam, 72, 73 time frame. Because they were riffing people right and left, especially Army and the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
They riffed over 1,000 pilots out of the Air Force, if I remember right, and a whole bunch of Army warrants that were helo pilots. SSN 692. Yep. I know what boat that was. Oh, Bill, that's no fair. No ammo for it. You mean to tell me you didn't have any 6.8 squirreled away somewhere? Come on, what kind of range owner are you?
He got lost in a boating accident. We know.
Yeah. Does remind me of a funny range story though. We were out at Fairfax Rod and Gun. Oh God, 15 years ago now. And we were doing some tune-ups for a F600 match. And they had 100-yard range, and then off the corner was a 2-lane 300-yard range. We were down there playing, and we took a break, and this guy's got a nice little carbine, Winchester 94. And he's shooting it and cussing, shooting, cuss, shooting, cuss. This damn thing, I can't get it on. I ain't never got this gun on paper. So we walked over there, looked at it, he says, y'all go ahead and try it. And I looked at the rifle, it's 32.
Mm-hmm.
And picked up a round, went to load it, it's 30-30. No wonder it didn't act right because the round was bouncing down the barrel.
Yeah.
And my buddy says, hang on a second, goes over to his truck and pulls out 20 rounds of 32 caliber Winchester. It's like, where in the hell? He says, yeah, I got strange ammo scattered around. It's like, really, dude? You have 32 ammo, 32 rifle ammo. Yeah. I said, you got 32 rifle? He goes, no. So gave the guy 20 rounds. Bing. Damn thing shot about a 4-inch group at 100 yards. It's like, that's good enough. 32 Winchester Special. Yep. Yeah, David, you were close. 30-30 and 35 Remington. I've heard about that being done.
That sounds unsafe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, Kermit, it kind of got out the muzzle and kind of bounced down to 100 yards. 22 mag is good round. Now, Don, your dad would not have done something that crazy. Yeah, Rick, I've actually, that's why I kind of limit the amount of calibers I have because damn, having enough ammo for all them is expensive. David, I actually got rid of all of mine. Yeah, that's like trying to count. 40 and 10 mil. Yeah. We were down at the post working yesterday, and guy came in there with a used Glock 40. He's going, "How much you think this thing is worth?" We looked at it. Went, yeah, 350 maybe. He says, "Well, I got a guy that wants to give me 4.25 for it. Take it,
Yep.
sell it. It's used. It's 40 caliber. Nobody, you know." Thompson Contender Encores are always a nice one. Single shot, but they're good one shot pistols. And you can actually go up to a 308 in a Thompson Contender pistol. Full power 308 round. Let me see. I got 22, 380, 9, 45, 38, 5.56, 30, 30, a little bit of 40, and 308. So I got 9 calibers.
Could be worse.
Yeah. Well, I got about 50,000 rounds, so it's, 12-inch break barrel. Yeah, that would help. Yeah. He's a stand-in for Ian because Ian's stuck in traffic.
Yep.
Now, Rick, your wrist will never thank you. Dawn, I'm not surprised. I remember Gene pulling stuff out and going, "I think this is the last." Well, wait a minute. There's another one. No, there's another one. Yeah. Yeah, you might say that, Koala. Of course, in Texas, I'm considered, marginally ready to go. Well, Rick, you can ask Ian about the amount of ammo I have because he helped move it out of the truck. And to this day, now 6 years later, he still cusses me over that. Yeah, it will fire in a 9 mil, but it will not cyclically action. The other thing, and that brings up a good point, David. People do not understand the difference between 9mm and 9mm Kurtz. It's two entirely different rounds. Oh, you're right, Richard. I forgot about 30 caliber M1 carbine. Like that 10 calibers I've got.
No, wait, 11. No, 12. And then there's all the ones he's not telling us about.
Yeah. Yeah, he's Scottish. He's lifting and doing fairly well at it. Yeah. Yeah, 9 mil will fire to 40 and it will not cycle action. 9x21. You get into all those odd little calibers. One of the more interesting ones I've got is I picked up over in Switzerland years ago is blue 308 rounds, 7.62 by 51 rounds.
Oh,
they're plastic. It's a plastic case, a plastic bullet. It's designed to be fired in the basement.
Oh, okay. So it's essentially a range round.
Yeah, it's a training round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, free workout. Oh, yeah. Oh, Sarah, you get over there in Europe, you can get into some strange calibers. There are, and of course, then you can get into what are better known as wildcat rounds, the 418s, the 257 Roberts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. 22 mag. Don, you were supposed to do that over a year ago. Yeah, you're behind the power curve. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here going, gun go boom.
Yeah. Yeah, some people do gun go boom.
I mean, I like pretty guns, but that's all I know.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they can be pretty and still be usable.
Sure.
What's known in the Southwest as barbecue guns
Hmm.
or Sunday go to meat guns are usually engraved. uh, I shot one of those, Bill, and that was a strange pistol. Yeah, yeah. But, the thing is, the more you get into it, you can take and spend thousands of dollars. I mean, literally $5,000 to $10,000 getting a gun engraved. It's still a functional weapon.
Hmm.
But you see, the Texas Rangers, the old line deputies and deputy sheriffs would always have a barbecue gun, which was engraved, usually with very nice grips on it. And that was what they wore to court.
Aha.
Or if they had to go somewhere, literally Sunday go to meat and barbecue, that would be their show gun with a very nice holster and a belt to go with it. And if anybody ever saw Texas Ranger, Walker Texas Ranger, the belt and magazine pouch and pistol that he wore,
Mhm.
that belt was actually done by a prisoner in the Texas Penitentiary who made a nice living, quote, quote, in jail making those for law enforcement.
Well,
So, it's,
one way to get back on their good side, I guess.
yeah. A Repop 44 Walker Dragoon. I have handled a real Walker, and no, 4 pounds empty. There is a reason those things were called saddle guns, because they are freaking huge. But if you ever get to Waco, Texas, the Texas Ranger Museum has some absolutely stunning pieces. A number of them done by a gentleman named Cole Agee, who was the pioneer of the cattle brand engraving.
Okay.
So he engraved guns, primarily 6-shooters, with Texas cattle brands. Absolutely stunning work. And one of those pistols is worth $5,000 to $10,000 today, because he did not do that many of them, but just absolutely stunning work. And the old Nemec and some of the others, the old engravers from back in the late 1800s up through the early 1900s, just absolutely amazing work.
Hmm.
You go on some of these gun auction sites like Rock Island or James Julia, any of those, they will have some of those guns that you can look at. Nobody can afford them. None of us can anyway. But they're absolutely stunning. And the Germans, the old German drillings,
Hmm.
and some of those, absolutely amazing guns. Quality plus rarity equals value. And yeah, it's a whole bunch of value. The Lamette, yeah. Yeah, Lamettes are a very, very interesting pistol. That's one of those pistols that you got to look at, and you got to step back and think about how to make that sucker operate, because it's not intuitive at all. Much like a Webley, British Webley.
Webleys are not intuitive.
No.
I didn't know this.
The movement, the way you've got to do things with them is different. Oh, yeah, Richard, Tiffany actually engraved pistols in the late 1800s.
I ran across that fact somewhere.
Yeah.
In the last couple of months.
Yeah. Yeah. Nancy Gordon is a better man than I am if he can pack a pair of dragoons. 250 grains, 1,300 feet per second. Yeah, that works. Webley Fosters. Yeah, nothing British is intuitive. This is true.
Yeah, well, they drive on the wrong side of the road for
Yeah.
starters.
But a friend of mine actually fell in love many, many years ago with Webleys
Mhm.
because his father had brought one back from World War II. And he was just intrigued by that thing because it was so different. And he now has one of every model in every barrel length and in every caliber that Webley ever made.
That's a little obsessive.
Yes. And they're all shootable. And I'm going,
What's the point of having them if they don't shoot?
yeah, but I'm going, why? And he kind of, well, I like them. Okay, fine. But to buy ammo for them cost him an arm and a leg these days. Of course,
Buy
it cost-
ammo for anything.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, koala, you can have those Kimbers. I actually got given a Kimber for doing an appraisal for a guy up in Virginia. And I basically gave that son of a bitch away just to get rid of it. Matibas, yeah. The predecessor to the Rhino, yes. You know, and you can look at some of these things and you look at them and it's like, where did they come up with this? And of course, if you go further back in history, you have the pinfire guns,
Mhm.
which are needle fire, depending on how you want to call it. And I know a couple of people have a few of those. And again, they're totally weird.
You guys still talking?
Yep.
My goodness.
What are you looking
I
for?
need my phone.
It's down here on the floor.
Thank you. Wendell's gotten into the whiskey.
Oh.
Of course he has.
Yeah. So,
Drunk Wendell pictures coming soon. Can't hear him singing yet, though.
Yeah, Kermit, the only problem I have was Kimbers is the first gen Kimbers were pretty good. But after that, in my opinion, they just had too much molded metal crap in them, and I don't want them. I just don't trust them. But old fart Colt guy, so yeah. Yeah, there is a pinfire reload kit for cartridges, Richard. My buddy has that, and he's a 10-time world champion single action shooting society, and he still won't try it.
Don't worry, Cedar. We'll get Wendell drunk again
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Now, Bill Ian hadn't made it yet. They're still trying to get here. Yeah, Koala, that's the bottom line is, in 14 rounds of 45 per mag. Yeah. The bottom line is, regardless of what pistol you shoot, learn how to shoot it well. A 22 is just as deadly as a 45. It's all about accuracy. When you can get repeated rounds on target. No, Kermit, Ian is not Wendell.
Ian's not here yet.
But if you can put rounds on target consistently with a fairly rapid replacement, re-aiming, that's all good. Having a 357 snubby, i.e. Jay Grazio, that you're almost flinching by the second round and you're definitely flinching by the third round, does you no good. I mean, we jokingly call Jay's gun the minute a berm gun because that's about all you could hit by the third round. Yeah. And I know we're quitting a little early, but I think we're going to call this one because we got stuff we need to get done. 454 snubby. No, just no.
That sounds like it would blow your hand off.
No, that'll set your hair on fire.
Okay.
Yeah. Draw at a decent pace, see and avoid. Yeah. Bill, those are all things that we need to do. And I do need to get with you about doing those range videos we talked about. Yeah, 22 short through the ear hole, a la Mossad. Yeah, they're actually the ones that started the off angle because They weren't aiming. They were just shoving a gun in the guy's ear hole and pulling the trigger twice and then dropping it down, disappearing in the crowd.
I didn't know that was the source of that.
Yeah.
Mossad, when you absolutely positively need it killed overnight.
Yeah. Dawn, I know a guy that makes some nice holsters for cars. Yeah. Yeah, the 500 snubby. You know, you see a lot of the 500s for sale with 47 rounds in the original box of ammo, but they're used because they've been shot 3 times. Yeah, and for God's sakes, yeah, at no point just makes a bigger fireball. That's right. But for God's sakes, for the ladies on here, if you want to buy a gun, get a gun that fits you. Don't let them talk you into something because of color or because, oh, this is a lady's gun. No, get something that fits you. Get something you're comfortable with. If you get a chance, go to the range and fire multiple guns. You may be surprised. We had a lady a number of years ago up in Virginia, had never shot a gun in her life, scared to death of them. Literally, the first time we took her to the range, she passed out.
Mm-hmm.
Handed her the gun, and she went flop.
I believe it.
She had been raised that guns were the ultimate evil.
Oh, yes.
And her family to this day is still that way. However, in a year, she had bought her own Colt 45. And she's not a big girl, but that was the gun
That
that
worked
she
for her.
that worked for her. She was accurate with it. She could handle the recoil. And again, not a big girl,
Mm-hmm.
but she could manage the recoil and get back on target immediately.
If it works, and you don't argue with it.
Yeah. 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 And that's where, I totally disagree with these videos that you see out there of the girl getting handed a 45 or a 44 Magnum or something like that. Here, shoot this. Let me video and laugh at you. No, because that woman will never pick up a gun again, whether she needs to or not. Yeah, 327 Federal Magnum. Yeah, a friend of mine who is a female nurse down in Georgia carries one of those in her purse, David. And I can't shoot that thing worth a damn because it's a Ruger. It depends, Dawn. And the other thing you've got to look at too is way nicer than a Beretta 92. Well, most things are nicer than a Beretta 92. The other thing you've got to look at is being able to rack the slide. That is something that just doesn't work, especially as you get older. People get older. And Peter and I have talked about this quite a bit. And Peter has done it with some of his classes, and I've done it with a few of the people that I've taught. Rather than, to go with something like an easy Smith & Wesson Easy, I think it's called, but something that's easier to rack the slide on. There are also tricks that women can use to rack the slide. But those are things that you sit down and you work through and you teach people how to do that. Oh, thank you, David. I appreciate you putting that out there because, we need to get more people armed, especially more women armed, especially with the way things are going today.
Oh, yes.
And I am firmly convinced, and I've said this for years, every woman ought to be taught how to shoot at age 18. Flashbang racks the slide. Yeah. 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 I started with a Colt Woodsman or a Ruger 22. Yeah. Exactly, Bill. Vicky Farnham does teach a way to get around the grip strength thing, but the but the thing is, the grip strength is always going to be an issue, and the second issue is actually racking the slide, especially as people get older and they have arthritis. A friend of ours has got pretty bad arthritis in the hands, and he actually had to have a finger fused. So the only thing that works is just the tip of his finger. So that's all he's got to shoot with. Yeah, I taught both my daughters at 10 with a 22. I taught my grandson at 10 with a 22. Simulators, yeah, I always start out with blue guns, work through the grip, and I've got 1911 Glock and revolver blue guns, so I work through them with that. But teaching the scouts, yes, that is always excellent. Yeah, Nancy, that's a point. Most of the problem there is a lot of the women have never been taught how to do it. There is a way to do that that's a lot easier on the hand and arm, but it's body positioning, and I'm not going to get into that. But we can talk about that next time we get together. Anyway, we're going to quit about 4 minutes early because my phone's dying and need to get it on a charger. But thank you for hanging with us today, and appreciate your sitting in, Deej.
Happy to do so.
And
I was less yacky today, but oh well.
yeah, well, got into something that's my area of expertise and not yours. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's your area of expertise. At least I didn't pretend to know something.
Anyway, folks, be safe. Have a good weekend. If you happen to make it up here to Tulkon, thanks, Rick. I'm surprised the quality held up. Yeah, we'll tell Ian to breathe. And
oh, he'll be breathing.
Yeah.
He'll be hyperventilating.
If you're down here, come see us. We'll be in the dealer room or doing panels.
Lots of panels.
Lots of panels, maybe dragging people onto panels. And off win your schnitzel. Yeah, thanks, Richard. I haven't seen it, Kermit, because I'm on the road. I will look at it tonight. Yeah, Koala, we're going to let Ian calm down this weekend, I think. Yeah, we'll be out there when they open, or most of us are already here. Yeah. Now, the original one you sent me, Kermit, is not going to work. So give me a real one. And Koala, I need yours too. All right, folks, remember, have a good weekend. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. Don't sweat the petty stuff.
Bye.
We'll see you Tuesday. Bye.